Hello, this Microsoft Word tutorial is going to teach you how to do the basic formatting functions that you will more than likely need to know how to do throughout your college coursework. The first thing we're going to discuss is how to select text. In order to change text, you have to select it first, otherwise the program does not know what you want to change. Sometimes you just want to change text that is just a sentence or a word. The easiest way to do that is to put your cursor in front of what you want to start changing, hold down the left button on your mouse, and drag it. That is the easiest way to select just a limited number of characters or words within your document. The second thing we're going to discuss is how to select the entire document. The reason you would want to know how to do this is if you need to change your font size or something along those lines, and you would want that change to affect the entire document. There are three ways to select everything in a document. The first way is the same way that we just selected this sentence, but that can become cumbersome, especially if you're trying to drag it through an entire document that may be quite lengthy. You could hold down your left mouse key, click, and just drag it down. But again, like I said, when you have a long document, that can be cumbersome or you might miss something. To unselect text, you just simply move your cursor out of the selected text area and left click your mouse. The second way to select the entire document is to go up here to your editing box, click the select button, and click select all. That will select your entire document. The third way to select your entire document is to put your cursor at in front of the very first character on the page, excluding your headers. If you have headers inserted, don't go into there and do it. Do it in the body of your document. Hold down the Control key on your keyboard and press the A button. That is a quick command for select all. The next thing that we will cover is how to change your font size and type. If you are changing your font size and type, you more than likely are going to be changing it in the entire document. So put your cursor in front of the first character in your document, go up to the editing box, click select all, and then you're going to go to your font box. The first thing I will show you is how to change your font size. This box here is your font size. And this box, in addition to all the boxes in Microsoft Word, allow you to toggle over top of it and it will tell you what it does. To toggle, you just simply place your cursor until it turns into a pointer and don't push any buttons on your mouse and it will tell you what it does. For instance, in the outlining, I am toggling over the bullet command and it tells you that that command is for bullets. Now going back to the font size, you simply click the down arrow and it will tell you what your font sizes are. The highlighted one is what it currently is set on. For your writing assignments in college, you should not have a font size that is smaller than 10 and larger than 12. Generally, your teacher or instructor will give you specifics if they have requirements of what they want exactly in their coursework. I am going to change this to 12. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the font type. In the font box, the font type is next to the font size button. Currently is set on Arial Narrow. To change it, you click the down button and you will get a list of available fonts. If you're working in a document that does have multiple fonts, it can get quite cumbersome to try to find them down here and scroll because there are quite a few. If you have used multiple fonts in your document, they will show up in the recently used fonts and it will make it easier for you to find what you've used recently. For the purposes of our course, and most instructors do require that your documents will usually be in Arial, Calibri, or Times Roman numeral. I would prefer that you submit your documents in the font called Arial. It is easier to read and it uses less toner in the printers. The state prefers that we use Arial because toner cartridges are actually over $100. They're quite expensive. So if you could use Arial, I would really appreciate it. Nonetheless, make sure that you use a font that is easy and clear to read. Next, I am going to show you how to bold, italic, and underline words or sentences in your document. I am going to show you how to do this on the title here. So to select the title, I left clicked and drug through it. In the font box, you have the bold command, the italics command, and the underline command. You simply select what you would like to change and click the buttons. There's bold, italics, and underline. With your underline function, you can click the down arrow and it gives you different options of what kind of underlines you would like to use. Don't underline anything unless you've been instructed on how or what should be underlined in a document. There are rules for using underlines, but I would like you to know how to do it. So, the next thing I am going to show you is how to undo and redo mistakes in your document. I really don't want this to be underlined, and let's pretend like I did it by accident. To undo a mistake, instead of deleting your words and doing it over again, simply go up here. This is the undo, and it will tell you next to the toggle command there where it says undo what you're undoing. So I'm undoing my underlined style, and it is now gone. Now let's say you undid something and then you realize, wait a minute, I shouldn't have undid that, and I need that underline to be there. You can go up to this, and this is your redo button, and it will put it back. Since I already have this underlined and I don't want it underlined, you can also go up here. When one of these boxes is gold, that means that it is on, that it's being used. You can unclick it just like an off button, and it will take it away. I am now going to show you how to insert a header into your documents. You will go to the Insert tab and click it. Then you will go over to the Header and Footer box. To insert a header, you simply push the down arrow, and you can click this and it will insert your header. Do not try to delete this. It will go away when you start typing in it. The next thing I am going to show you is how to change the alignment of words, sentences, and paragraphs within your document. With the header, we want this to be right aligned. Alignments are back in the Home tab, and they're in the paragraph box. Currently, this is the left align, which means everything would be lined up equally on the left side. Since we're only in the header right now, it's only showing what the header is doing. We want the header to be right aligned, so we click the right align button. To get out of the header, you simply double click within the body of your paragraph. Now I'm going to show you how to change your line spacing. Typically, I want your work to be submitted in double space format. You would highlight the entire document, and then you go to the paragraph box. This button here is your line and paragraph spacing. To make it from single to double space, you click the down button. It shows you what it currently is. 2.0 is double space, so we will click that. In addition, you need to change or remove the spaces after your paragraphs. because if it isn't removed, what will happen in a double-spaced document is you will end up with 4 spaces between your paragraphs. The next thing I am going to show you is how to change your margins. You want to select your entire document. So you would put your cursor at the beginning, select all, and now you're going to go to the Page Layout tab. Margins are in your page setup box. You click the margins box and it will tell you what it is currently set on, which is 1/2 inch margins. For college writing, you're typically going to be required to have 1 inch margins. So we go up to the 1 inch margin box and click it, and it changes the entire document. Next, I am going to show you how to check the page layout type. You go to the page setup once more and click orientation. Your college writing should typically be in the portrait format unless you're in a class that requires you to make some kind of spreadsheet or something that lists details that have many columns. That is not going to be the case in our class. It is already on portrait, so we will leave it that way. Next, I will show you how to change the font color. This font is red. We don't want it to be red, we want it to be black. You always use black font unless otherwise directed by your instructor. So you will go to the Home tab. This block here is your font color. You can see that it's currently on red for the selected sentence. Click the down button and hit automatic, and that will change it back to black. Now I will show you how to complete a grammar and spelling check. In order for it to check the entire document, you need to start from the beginning. Then you go to the Review tab, go to the Proofing box, hit Spelling and Grammar. This will come up, and if you have misspelled words, it will show you how to change them. I have misspelled words in here, but for some reason it did not catch them, so I will fix them manually. Here's another one. Okay. Now I will show you how to use the Save As function to save to your jump drive. You will go up to File, then you will click Save As. You will get this kind of box to pick where you would like to save your document. You will scroll down to the Computer tab. Your flash drive is a removable drive, so it should show up here. When you see it, you click it. Well, it's telling me to insert a disk, but you will click it until it's highlighted like this, and then you will click Save. Lastly, I'm going to briefly explain the help function in Microsoft Word. If you're stuck and you can't figure out how to do something that you need to do, you go up to this question mark and you click it. You will get a box that looks like this. In the search, type a brief description of what you're trying to figure out how to do. So I am going to type in underlining and hit enter. Then you will get a list of articles or how-tos that will show you how to do what you need to do. And you click it, and then it will bring up brief instructions and show you the box where you need to go to complete that function. And that is it for today's tutorial.